If you have a skill or expertise that offers real value, or you're a creator with a dedicated community, you could be missing out on a great source of passive income by not setting up a monetized chat community. Let's talk about that. LaunchPass is a platform that lets you convert any normal Discord or Slack servers into pay-to-access communities within minutes. And while it might not be for everyone, if you have a really great value proposition to offer your members, this could be a great additional source of revenue for you. The setup is incredibly simple. You just connect your Discord or Slack account with LaunchPass, set up some permissions, and boom, your server is now ready to accept paying customers. The LaunchPass platform has great analytics and tools to help you manage your server and get better insight into your members, but this video is less about how to use LaunchPass and more about who should be using it but isn't. So to start off, let's dive into what kind of servers are already thriving and then dive into what kind of servers I think should be thriving. So right now, the big three genres of communities are finance, crypto, and sports. As you can imagine, these are all aimed at providing insight into their respective fields, with the value proposition being a return on the customer's investment of whatever the membership fee is. And while these might be the most saturated right now, they are time tested. So if you feel like you have something to offer in the field of crypto, finance, or sports, by all means, dive in, make a server. But something else I'm interested in is the untapped potential for other types of communities, and you could be the first person to start them. Before I dive in, you'll probably notice I keep referring to the value being offered to the value proposition of paid communities. And it's safe to say that the current communities that are thriving are offering something of real tangible value to their members. Otherwise, they would just be bleeding out numbers constantly until the server eventually died. So I want to be very clear here and say that if you cannot offer your members something of real value, this is not the passive revenue stream for you. You will not make money doing this. That being said, the value offered doesn't have to strictly be financial gain like the first three communities that I listed. Some other very common value propositions are education, entertainment, convenience, and self-improvement. So let's quickly go over some other types of communities that I really think can thrive on the platform. Competitive gaming is an absolutely huge space right now, and across all genres of games, there are millions of players who are currently just trying to get better. League of Legends, any competitive shooter, the newly released Diablo 4, even games like Pokemon and Magic the Gathering all have competitive scenes and already have a market for coaching built into them. So if you're someone who's a top player in a game with a competitive scene and you can essentially create content for that game and offer classes for your members to get better, you could have an incredibly successful server on your hands. Next up, we have social media, which right now, more than at any other point in history, is creating brand new jobs every single day and allowing entrepreneurs to follow their passions. So if you're someone who knows the ins and outs of a social media platform like TikTok, Instagram, or YouTube, and you can provide proven strategies to help your members grow, that server could really pop off. Do not underestimate studying these platforms and having a knowledge of how they work, and especially do not underestimate how valuable that knowledge is to other people. And my pick for the most underutilized field for pay-to-access servers is content creators. If you are someone who has a dedicated community that will follow you from platform to platform, this could be absolutely massive, and you could be missing out on a lot of revenue by not offering a pay-to-access server for your fans. I know a lot of creators might get overwhelmed by having to interact with hundreds or thousands of people who all want a piece of your time, but if you set realistic standards for when and how you will interact with your community, and you make the server engaging so that members of your audience can interact with one another, then suddenly you yourself become the value proposition with the time and engagement that you put into the server. Your fans get to interact with you in a more direct way, which is what they want, and they also get to make friends with other members of your audience, and it becomes a win-win for everyone. It's not even like paid servers for content creators is a new or novel idea. It's been proven to be very lucrative by many creators, but other methods of connecting your audience to that server are not as specialized, streamlined, or easily integrated as they are with LaunchPass. There are also a ton of other types of servers I think could be very profitable that we could briefly cover, like college test prep, AI training, workout planning, and meal prep help, but I'm gonna leave that creativity to you. If you have a great idea that I haven't mentioned, put it in the comment section down below, or, keep it a secret and make your very successful server. But if you have any questions or want to have a conversation, the comment section is a great place for that. Something important to address here is that the end product of setting up your first LaunchPass server is a passive revenue stream. It's going to take a decent bit of upfront work to get there. I'm not trying to introduce you to a concept that will start paying you for nothing, and anyone who is lying to you. Depending on the focus of your server, you might have to update it weekly or monthly, you might have to commit periods of time to being active on the server, or you might have to continue making content periodically for your server to thrive. But once you get a really solid baseline set set up, all of those future updates and additions will be very minimal. So yes, while there is going to be a reasonable amount of time put in up front, making your server attractive and easy to navigate and populating it with information and resources, the end product is something that you can market that will generate you passive income moving forward. Finally, if you have any questions about LaunchPass, there's a great help site to browse that has solutions to common problems. The customer service is second to none, and we're going to be putting out video resources to help you get started very soon. So, have I piqued your interest? Are you currently thinking about what type of server to start? The sky really is the limit with LaunchPass, so get creative, find your value proposition, make a plan, and create your first server. Okay, see you soon.